We conclude our week of looking at compliance and communications issues by looking at the godfather of persuasion, Dr. Bob Cialdini. Compliance Tip of the Day. This is the podcast where we bring you daily insights and practical advice on navigating the ever-evolving landscape of compliance requirements. Whether you're a seasoned compliance professional or just starting your journey, my aim in this podcast is to provide you with a bite-sized, actionable tip to help you stay on top of your compliance game. And now I'd like to say a few words about the latest podcast on the Compliance Podcast Network, AI Today in 5 with 5. Thrilled to announce the inaugural episode of my latest podcast series, AI Today in 5. I wanted to do a short, curated set of stories and news stories about AI for the compliance professional and the greater business professional. You can check it out on Megaphone, the Compliance Podcast Network, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Apple, or wherever great podcasts are listened to. Check out AI Today in 5. Dr. Robert Cialdini is literally the godfather of influence, having written the book, Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion. No one has looked at this from an academic perspective longer and in more detail than Dr. Cialdini, and some of his points are incredibly important. For the compliance professional, all we really have is influence. I cannot say enough about this skill for a CCO. If you hear any long-term CCO speak about their job, they will tell you it's largely about listening to people, whether those people are employees, senior management, CEOs, board members, or perhaps third parties. By listening to others, you not only hear, you hopefully will come to understand their concerns, but will allow them to come to decisions themselves, and you're not in the position of telling them what to do. That's the true skill of influence. So Dr. Cialdini has come up with 6 different universal principles of persuasion. Number 1, reciprocity. People will feel obligated to return favors performed for them. For the compliance professional, I think this means listening and using skills to help manage risk. 2, authority. People look to the experts to show them the way. Certainly the Department of Justice expects a CCO to be an expert, and if you're an expert in compliance, it will come across to your customer base. 3, scarcity. Here, Cialdini takes a bit of a different tack by noting that the less a resource is available, the more people want it. For a CCO, I think this translates to the scarcity of your time. A good chunk of your time will be spent in the corporate office, but if you leave the office, it can be a very powerful thing. Number 4, liking. Noting the self-obvious, Cialdini says that the more people like you, the more they will say yes to you. I think this means getting out in the field, creating relationships, and then moving forward. Number 5, consistency. Here, Cialdini intones that people want to act on concert with their values. I believe that most people do want to conduct business ethically and in compliance, particularly with anti-corruption laws. By providing them a way to do so, you can help them with something they're inclined to do anyway. An attitude can go a long way in this. And 6, social proof. This one can be tricky for a CCO, but Cialdini believes that people will look to others on what to guide them on their own behavior. But this means a compliance program must have sufficient incentives to get the message of compliance through middle management and down to the troops at the bottom. Simply put, if employees see a high revenue producer get bonuses and promotions for conduct that may violate your company's code of conduct, they will come to believe, in short, that management is much more concerned about the bottom line than doing business ethically in compliance. Conversely, if it's clear that even those who may miss hitting their numbers for a quarter or two are promoted because they do business ethically in compliance, that is great social proof for your compliance program. So what are today's 3 key takeaways? Number 1, a little can mean a lot. A word, a visit, a handshake. Think about it. 2, one of the prime keys to influencing people is to listen to them. So listen up. And 3, a CCO can enhance their communications by using Cialdini's 6 principles of persuasion, and you can incorporate these into your compliance brand or repertoire. And I'm happy to do for you, the compliance profession, is if you have a question or a series of questions you would like some compliance tips on, I'm happy to take any requests that you might want, certainly anonymize them, and give you a quick tip, either one quick tip or maybe a week's worth of quick tips. So if you have any tips you want about your compliance program, you can shoot me an email at tfox@tfoxlaw.com. This podcast was created and produced